Jeffrey John Wilson, Dayton, Ohio. Salute. Targeted individual, brain to computer interface, tortured with neuroweapons, psychotronic, setups, sabotage, adversarial and malicious neural networks. Ostracized, punished, surveillance, weaponized, setups, I have a testimony today I wanted to share, and it's based on setups. Recently, I received a summons in the mail from a district federal criminal court with 5 charges against me. And I wanted to give my witness and up to the present what happened and where I stand today. There's a huge movement going on in America to come out of Babylon. And the powers that be, the deep state, Shadowgate, and all those ABC agencies, academia, medical mafia, the National Science Institute research, laboratories and research funding, military, DOD, Pentagon, the Department of Energy, educational networks, the Brain Initiative. And they decided to use us as their lab rats, mind control technologies. We're expendables without our consent. And I seriously considered the legality of that, and considered under maritime law and under martial code, considering the Libra codes of what they can do to belligerent dissenters, whistleblowers, outspoken men and women, that it has now come to a state of insufferable conditions. And to come out of Babylon and no longer be part of that whore, there's some lawful remediation in order to reestablish a Continental Congress and a new American state national, to change your status so that we have viable constitutional rights, so that this shit doesn't continue, and that we have a lawful remedy to ram it right up their ass. If you study Russell J. Gould and his quantum syntax grammar, his patent and copyright on the American flag, and how he and many others have taken over and have greater leverage in the court systems. That's just a brief overall of where I'm going with this. But this is for targeted individuals that can't seem to find a remedy. We try a lot of, experimental things, jammers and shields and deep breathing. Okay. Well, almost 9 months ago, I was caught up in a traffic violation. It was a setup. Instead of returning home, which was about 1.5 miles away, I went 3.5 miles away because it was a subliminal hypnotic messaging. So, ended up in an annexed military residential area and was pulled over for no damn reason at all. Never asked for an ID, registration, not asked for proof of insurance, but quickly hauled away to the station. I had a huge Bowie knife on my side and I was dressed in leathers. I went on and on about being tortured to death, that they're trying to make me into a Manchurian candidate. I'm sure because I have some hearing loss, the tinnitus and the headaches and just every organ inflamed, that my bodily functions, even cognitive functions, have deteriorated, or as if it was tightened up in a C-clamp. My brain just wants to explode. Well, I guess they realized I had a huge knife on my side, and then they said to me, "Jethro, come on, give us the knife, give it to us." Well, I gave it to him. I stuck it right in the sergeant's desk. He said, "Give it to me," so I gave it to him. They tackled me and they hauled me away to the hospital, where they put me in straps. They pricked my finger with something, and I spent the night comatose. In the morning, I couldn't walk, and for 2 days I banked against the walls in my hallway. I don't know what they injected me with, but I could not walk for 2 days. They cut that $600 leather jacket off of me so they could put electrodes or sensors on my chest. Thanks a lot, Zion Hospital. Thanks to you Zionists. Yeah. Well, I never did get a ticket. They told me, "You got to come down to the station and get your paperwork." Well, you can just go, "You know what?" Yeah, I went ahead and just gave him the knife too. I can get another one. In fact, I'm gonna sell all my possessions and get a sword. A real sharp, double-edged one. Yeah. But anyway, it was about 9 months later, I get a summons in the mail with 5 charges. Yeah, about, my behavior, etc. Yeah. And so, maritime law is contract law, it's commercial code. So I responded within 3 mailing days, and I said, "No, I'm not interested. Do not consent. Thanks for the offer, but I have no interest in my private capacity to contract with you." And in red ink, diagonally across the summons, I illustrated Title 18, Sections 242 and 243. And I signed my name in syntax grammar, which is colon, lowercase Jeffrey hyphen John, colon, lowercase W Wilson, comma, beneficiary. So the next summons I get, instead of, the United States of America versus all capital Jeffrey Wilson, there it was blank. It was the United States of America v period, and there was no name underneath it. So, wow, what is it? And instead of 5 charges, just a summary of the police report. Well, something changed there. And I don't have a lot of experience in court, but I'm going to get some. Yeah, been there before. Spent months in the legal library studying the sovereign movement, case law, Supreme Court cases, ecclesiastical law, canon law. But I have gotten a full and absolute determination, a conviction of my spirit and my soul, that I'm unwavering and I will not recant, seeing that all these contracts were forged in fraud and corruption and by threat of violence, through coercion, through subtlety and craft. Even these setups through mind control, non-consensual biomedical experimentation, transhumanists. That's right. We have a rogue government. We have a United States foreign corporation with foreign interests and investors, shareholders that are subverting our way of life. And I will not tolerate it. It's insufferable at this stage. We have suffered this. My fathers and my grandfathers have suffered this incrementally for 150 years, even longer. And it's gotten to this point where it is now insufferable. And I'm willing to suffer any consequence to shut it down. Well, anyway, I had a go-to video summons today, and well, I appeared. I was going to appear a divine special visitation. I signed in to the meeting with the same syntax grammar. Well, they dismissed me. About 10 or 15 minutes after I signed in, they dismissed me from the session. It doesn't mean, from what I've been led to believe, it means they can reopen the case later on. But for now, they're going, oh shit, look what he's trying to do. Okay. I had 3 pages with 10 bullets to challenge their jurisdiction as a living soul, not a legal fiction. Yeah, no longer a resident, but an inhabitant. Yeah, here in Ohio. My domicile is not in Washington, D.C. I'm not a legal fiction, not a taxpayer. Yeah, I'm not lost or dead at sea. Jesus came in a little boat. He pulled me out and said, hey, you're under my trust, my charter. Yeah, he took captivity captive and he led men, as a train upon high. Yeah, I'm a son of God. A living soul, not a legal fiction. They are in error. I'm putting their commercial code under my feet. I'm not under them. They are under me. And I take full possession of my minor estate as a beneficiary to the SQV Trust. And now they work for me. So they need to get over it. We're either going to take this country back, or our children's lives will be destroyed. So I'm not so sure what their angle might come to. I know that Jesus didn't carry around a huge legal file to defend himself. So either which way, because this movement is requiring paperwork, public record and admission, repudiation from a U.S. citizenship, rescission of contracts to make them vacant, to vacate them, seeing that they're fraudulent. That's right. But anyway, I'm not making many videos anymore for a reason, because they were hammering me with direct energy weapons, acoustic weapons, and things like that. So I kind of slowed down a little bit. But let me just say, I recorded, I've got some, infra and ultrasound sensors, and I even had, a little tablet sitting next to me besides my 3 papers how I was going to respond, in case I forgot something. And the alarms were going off for ultrasound. Yeah. As soon as I signed in to the go-to meeting, I'm being hit with between 20 and 23 kilohertz. I just looked it up. I'm going, man, these sensors are going off the hook. And the frequency that they were using, I just researched that. It's in animals they were studying, 22 hertz, freezes you up, changes your respiratory to shallow breathing. As if a bear was attacking, it institutes a state of fear, and it changes the oscillatory effects in your brain. This is the frequency that an animal would emit when a predator has them around the throat, or has them, like a bear, like a predator would take a target down. That would freeze up your ability to socialize, to articulate, and to respond rationally when your life and your very breath is being choked or taken from you. So they're using this brain-to-computer interface, acoustic pulse weapons, to manipulate your emotional state, your respiratory, your heart rate, and your brain to be able to articulate rationally, socially, in order to produce a predictable outcome. As a sovereign, not a person, not a legal fiction, they are putting hurdles and block walls and manipulating us remotely so that we can't escape this prison system, so they can keep us as chattel and surety for their wasteful spending, to exploit and to continue to extort with full corruption, with full deception, and witchcraft. But they're not going to prevail, because I'm unshakable. Until next time, salute.